Welcome back, everybody. Game 2 of the doubleheader. Getting ready to kick off. My name is Dan Dominguez. We're at the sports park here at St. Clair College in Windsor, Ontario. The Durham Lords took game number 1, 15-4, and we're getting ready to start game number 2. We'll get to the defensive lineups here shortly. And there we have Ashley Marchant behind the plate. Ada Umara at first base. Actually, I think this is the lineup from last game because we have second base is going to be Brill. I'm going to read it off my score. Grondin's at short. Marchant is moved over from catcher. She's the third base. Molly Casillas is in left. Judy LaFleur in center. And Jackson is out in right field. Dana Juarez is the starting pitcher for the Saints. Juarez was 7-2 last year, 49 innings pitched. She had 42 strikeouts, a 2.57 ERA, and a 1.27 whip. And here's the Durham Lords as the batter stepping up. Jessica Green is the leadoff hitter. We'll get to the rest of the lineup as soon as we can. That ball's in there for a strike. Green had 3 hits, got on base 4 times with a hit by pitch to lead off the game. A little slow roller just to the pitcher. Juarez flips it over to first base in time to record the first out. Green won the. So Peyton Jones, she's going to be pitching today. As you'll take a look at the replay, I'm going to go through the rest of the batting order. Jessica Benz is the 3-hitter. Jaden Bennett is the cleanup hitter. Chelsea Oak, Shelton, Emily Rowe, Cloffer, and Emily Taylor to round out the batting order here for the Durham Lords. There's a little pop fly right side. First baseman's under it. Easily put away. So quick 2 outs here for the Saints. As looks to be, this is going to be the ace of the staff this year, Juarez. He comes throwing strikes and is able to get both Green and then the star OCAA player of the year last year, Peyton Jones, out quickly. That brings us up to Jessica Benz. Oh, hard shot in left field. That's going to be a base hit. Cut off nicely by Casillas to keep that from getting to the wall and holding Benz to a single. So a great job by Casillas. We saw her in the first game mop up that first game that the Lords won. But you can see the shot almost to the wall, but she gets over quickly to keep that from getting to the fence for extra bases. So here comes Bennett now. She had a long home run back in game 1 over Jackson's head out in right field. Out in there for strike 1 right at the knees. So 2 away here in the top of the first. We're getting this second game of the doubleheader underway here at the sports park. Cloudy day. This one's a high fly ball to right field. Wind's taking it. Jackson to the track. She's got it for the third out. Jackson's able to secure it. And a 0 put on the board here in the top of the first inning. I think we're going to stay with it here to get to the lineups here in the bottom of the first inning. As that long fly ball results in the third out of the inning. As you see, coming to the mound is Peyton Jones. She was played first base the first game, but she's going to be the starting pitcher in game 2. As the umpire is going to get a base softball for her. Green is going to be the catcher. Let's see if we have the defensive alignment here. We're going to go with the batting order instead for the Saints. Judy LaFleur is going to lead things off. She's out in center. Cameron Coombs is a 2-hitter. Marchant batting 3. Reese Grondin's a cleanup hitter. Jackson, the 5-hitter. She has made that nice play out in right field to keep this game at 0s. Umera at first base. There's the pitcher, Juarez, Ashley Brill, and Molly Casilla. She made a nice play out in left field. She's going to round up the Saints batting order. So Peyton Jones is warming up. Her battery mate is Elsie Wilson. Bennett's at first. Taylor's the second baseman. Jessica Benz at shortstop. Jessica Green at third base. Apologies, I had a misinformation. Wrote down the wrong name. I was called her by the wrong name in game 1, but it's Jessica Green, the third baseman and leadoff hitter. Rose back in left. Shelton in center. And Cloffer out in right field. We're just about to start the bottom of the first inning. Saints gave up one single in the first, but no damage done. They put up a 0. And now, again, Player of the Year. We've mentioned a number of times, but now we get to look at some of her pitching stats. Last season, a 1.46 ERA, 5-0 in 33 2/3 innings, 68 strikeouts. As she blows one past LaFleur to start this one, a .89 whip. So elite numbers from Peyton Jones in 2024. Just entering her second season. This one right back at us here in the booth. Jones is 6'1", out of Oshawa, O'Neill Collegiate. Again in her second year. The tall right-hander. Like I say, she's starting at 43 feet from the rubber, but by the time she finishes, she's got to be right on top of that batter. Not a lot of reaction time for the Saints hitters. One and two. LaFleur swings, hits a little chopper. Speedy runner, gonna have to flip the first in time to record the out. Taylor flips it over to Bennett to get the out on LaFleur. And here comes Cameron Coombs. Coombs was 1 for 4 last game. Jones looks in, rocks and fires. Little two-hopper to second base, another easy put away. So 2 quick ground outs a second, 2 up, 2 down. And that'll bring up Ashley Marchand. You can see the catcher set up way outside. She tries to take it through that 3-4 hole, but cheating over was the second baseman, Taylor. And Emily Taylor's able to scoop it up and flip it over to Bennett. That one sails over the catcher's head for ball 1. Marchand 1 for 4 in the first game. The wind's still blowing, kind of from left field foul pole to right field foul pole. It's definitely cool out there, walking around in between games. It's definitely sweater and jacket weather starting here quickly in the fall OCAA softball season. Jones fires one in. It's fouled off towards the tennis center. Now to Marchand. Jones rocks and fires. Inside part of the plate, just misses. That'll even the count at 2. Marchand, 5'4", out of Fergus, Ontario. That one, and again, a fastball inside corner, strike 3 looking, and that's going to end the first inning. So we're through 1 complete at the sports park. No score. You're watching here on We Digital. Welcome back, OCAA opening weekend here all across the province. We had soccer last night on We Digital as the St. Clair Saints women's team tied Humber. And the men's team dropped 4-2 matchup last night. And today we have softball action, OCAA. The women playing hosting the national champions and provincial champs, the Durham Lords, undefeated last year, 32-0. Shades of the 2022 St. Clair Saints, 34-0 team. Juarez on the mound. High fastball blows it by her for strike one. That's Chelsea Oak up the bat. 6-footer out of Brooklyn High School, a third-year player for the Lords. A little change of pace there by Juarez, in for strike two. So Juarez doing a good job so far, keeping the Durham hitters off balance. Outfield playing pretty much straight away. That ball's up and away, fastball misses. Even with 2 strikes, you're seeing the first baseman in still quite a bit. Marchant just inside the bag at third. Oh, change of pace, off speed, strike 3. First out recorded, first strikeout of the season recorded by Dana Juarez. Beautiful pitch there from Juarez. Again, she had 42 strikeouts last season in her 49 innings pitch for the Saints. Little pop fly. Foul grounds, right side, second baseman comes over, just can't make the play, it falls safely foul. Brill tried to come over to make that play to help out the first baseman, just couldn't get there in time. Again, the wind kind of pushing that ball away from the second baseman. Umera playing too shallow to be able to get that one over her shoulder. So strike one to Shelton. Juarez leans back and fires. Little chopper to third base, one hopper. Throw across the diamond. In time, good stretch at first base to record the out. Marchant catching in the first game, so you know she's got an arm. Catcher third base. Just a little bit of a hop and just fires it across the diamond. Umera just has to stretch a little bit. Shades of Vladdy Guerrero Jr. stretching over there at first base for the St. Clair Saints. That ball misses low, 1-0. Emily Rowe. She was 0 for 3 with a walk and a run in the first game of the doubleheader. Little chopper left side, fair ball. Throw across the diamond, stretch. Foot stays on the bag in time. Nice throw, nice stretch over at first base. And the Lords fail to score as you look at the replay. Watch this replay here. High chopper, so the runner getting down the line. And a beautiful stretch just to keep that toe on the bag in time to record the out. After 1.5.
We know there are a lot of choices for business today. We know how to get your brand out to the masses. We would like you to think of us first when it comes to digital advertising. We have a direct connection to the online social media marketplace. We have thousands of hours of broadcast experience to help you share your message. We know Windsor-Essex. We know who is looking for you. We are We Digital.
In the shadows of Acumen Stadium just behind us here. We'll be back with you. We Digital is going to bring you that matchup here of CJFL football as the Hamilton Hurricanes come to town to take on the defending national champs, the St. Clair Saints, undefeated in 2025 as well, #1 in the country. As Hamilton will try and give them a test. This one quickly moving along here as we're in the bottom of the second already. Looks like we're the in for a pitcher's duel here today. That one's strike called. Little grimace there from the batter. Grandin didn't love that call. 1-1 pitch. High, pop fly, foul. That's heading towards the batting cage, and that falls safely foul. Grandin 1 for 4 in the first game of the doubleheader. She moves over to the shortstop in this game. Third base in game number 1. Peyton Jones looks in for the sign. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swing! Fouled into the glove for strike 3. The catcher's able to hang on. Wilson hangs on to record the strikeout. So that's 2 strikeouts in a row for Jones. She has 2 on the game. And Zaniah Jackson comes into the game. Comes up to bat. Jackson was 1 for 3, a double and a walk. Had a couple of errors out in right field, giving the Durham Lords too many outs to work with. This team's too good to give them 4 or 5 outs in an inning. They're going to make you pay, and you saw that in the first game of that 15-4 game in game 1. There's a high pop-up right center fielder. Center fielder calls it. Shelton handles it and makes the easy grab. Looked like at first it might be able to get in between the fielders, but that ball was hit too high up, and the center fielder, Shelton, was able to, Jocelyn Shelton camped under it to make the play. First pitch swinging is Umera. She had a couple of hits in the first game. 2 for 4, scored both times. Scoring 2 of the Saints' 4 runs in game number 1. Jones gets the sign, leans back and fires, misses high and away with the fastball. So trying to work Ada away. She's a strong hitter, has home run potential if she can get around that one. But you can see the catcher setting up outside again. Misses right over the middle of the plate. So kind of a mistake pitch there from Jones, but Umera unable to do anything with it. The 1-1 pitch from Jones. Misses high. See the Durham bench up on the rail cheering on their star pitcher, 6'1" right-hander. That one slips out of her hand, and she kind of laughs as that sails over the catcher's head. And the count goes to 3-1. She's recorded the first 5 batters, all outs, a couple of strikeouts. Swing and a miss for a strike 2. That's going to fill it up. Beautiful location on that one. As you see the plane flying up overhead, we can hear it. And there's a good shot of it from our wee digital camera crew. They're calling a strikeout now. That was strike 3. So they're saying that was 3rd strike. They're going to confer on it. But it looks like that's going to be the end of the inning on the strikeout. As they're going to discuss it a little bit. And the foul ball, so they are going to end the inning. So we're through 2 complete, still no score.
We know there are a lot of choices for business today. We know how to get your brand out to the masses. We would like you to think of us first when it comes to digital advertising. We have a direct connection to the online social media marketplace. We have thousands of hours of broadcast experience to help you share your message. We know Windsor-Essex. We know who is looking for you. We are We Digital.
Welcome back as Juarez toes the rubber here to start off the third inning. Georgia Clofer is the batter. 5'5" out of Ingersoll District. Kind of pulls the string on pitch number 1 for a swinging strike. Clofer's out in right field today for the Lords. She didn't start in game 1. High chopper over the third baseman's head. That's going to be a single. She rounds first hard, but she's going to have to put on the brakes. Ooh, good backup. They had Jackson backing up the throw to second base in case it skipped past Brill. But a leadoff single for Durham. Now the 9 hitter's up. We'll keep an eye on the bunt here. Emily Taylor steps up to the plate. Taylor was 2 for 3. Reached on an error. Also had a sacrifice fly in the first game. The corner's starting to cheat in. Swings away for strike 1. Looks down at third base again for the signs. And that's Coach of the Year, Jamie Baker, 2024 OCAA Coach of the Year for the 32-0 Durham Lords. Juarez stretches back, rocks. This time she bunts. That's popped up in the air. Caught by the pitcher. Nice diving play. Umera and Juarez, a little bit of a collision. Everybody looks okay. And a big first out for the Saints. We'll take a look at that one again on the pop-up to the pitcher. Gets that way too high in the air. And very dangerous. Umera at the last second kind of bailing out of the pitcher's way, letting Dana Juarez dive into the foul ground to make that catch. So 1 out, 1 on. The bunt attempt unsuccessful for the Lords. This one's fouled up. This is going to be a tough ball. Let's see if Jackson gets over there. Jackson makes the play and foul grounds for out number 2. And that's a big catch for Jackson. She's now made a couple nice plays in game number 2. Struggled a little bit in the first game. But she records the out on green on the F9. And you can see her just kind of camping under that one. And now with 2 outs, Peyton Jones looking to help her own cause here with 2 outs. Juarez looks in for a while, gets the sign she likes. Fly ball over the second baseman's head. She kind of twists her body, unable to come down with it. The single falls in. So that's going to be a single. Runners at the corners with 2 outs. You saw Brill get all kind of twist and turn. You'll see here on the replay. Ashley Ray Brill went one way, but that wind is taking it the other way, and also a little bit of a slice action. The 5'8" second baseman out of LaSalle, Villanova grad. So we'll see if there's any, we'll say, shenanigans on the running base paths here with runners on the corners. We'll see what the Saints have in store defensively in case Jones does run. Jessica Benz, the shortstop. Swinging away, first pitch. That's trouble. Shortstop's there. Oh, weird-looking backhand, but the shortstop's Grondin's able to make the play, and the Saints get out of it without any damage. Through 2.5. Still 0-0. We'll be back here on We Digital. Welcome back. You see some youngsters up on the hill watching the game, or at least playing, maybe not watching the game, up on the berm out in right center field. The sun trying to poke through the clouds, but it's pretty much an overcast day. The wind's still kind of blowing out towards right field as we're getting ready to start the bottom of the third inning. We're still tied at zeros. Definitely a different game than what we saw in game one. Defensively, not a great game. A lot more balls hit harder in game one. But this one's turning out to be a pitcher's duel between Juarez and Jones, and they face off right now against each other as the pitcher hitting for herself. Juarez, a .316 hitter last year, .720 OPS. And she's down quickly, 0-2. Jones gets a sign she likes quickly. Right down the middle. She takes it looking for strike three. That's the fourth strikeout already recorded for Jones. As we mentioned, she was definitely a power pitcher. Last season, 68 strikeouts in 33 and 2/3 innings, so just over 2 per inning, which is just crazy numbers for a full season. And also a strong hitter as well. And the Saints look like they're going to have their hands full here with the tall righty. Brills up the bat. She's second base. Misses way late on that high and away pitch. Not a lot of reaction time for those hitters with that pitcher striding in and with that velocity. And this one chases high and away. Blows her away. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and she sits down. So the 5th strikeout recorded. So here's Casilla. She's out in left field. She came in relief in the first game. Little ground ball, right side. Second baseman scoops and flips. Quick inning for Peyton Jones. She heads right back to the dugout. We're through 3. Still no score. Here at the Sports Park, you're watching us on We Digital.
We know there are a lot of choices for business today. We know how to get your brand out to the masses. We would like you to think of us first when it comes to digital advertising. We have a direct connection to the online social media marketplace. We have thousands of hours of broadcast experience to help you share your message. We know Windsor Essex. We know who is looking for you. We are We Digital.
There's a look at the Canadian flag high above center field here at the Sports Park. The wind still blowing out the right field. Cool day here for the opening weekend of the OCAA softball season. This game flying right along. All 6 half innings are scoreless. There was only 7 half innings scoreless in the entire first game. Bennett hit a fly ball her first time up. And she stands in for her second at bat. Bennett hit a home run back in game 1. She was 2 for 5. Outside corner on the black for a strike. Framed up nicely by Coombs. Juarez has been around the strike zone. She's given up 3 singles. There's a foul ball back at the screen. Juarez has 1 strikeout so far as we enter the top of the 4th. See the sweater weather behind you. Lots of coffee cups in the background here at the Sports Park. Juarez wheels and fires. A little chopper left side. Looks like it's just foul. It is. Marchand came up ready to fire just in case. Just to the left of the chalk. And it's 1-2 count. Again, coming up to Bennett. Nobody out here in the top of the fourth. Whereas leans back and tries something off speed. That sails up and out of the zone. And that evens the count at 2 to Bennett. Bennett stands tall in the box, the big lefty. Swing and a miss. Strikes her out. Strikeout number 2 for Juarez. Gets the big power hitter for the Lords to record out number 1. Oak steps up now for the Lords. Oak was 1 for 3, a walk and a single. Scored once for the Lords back in game 1. Juarez finds a sign she likes and wheels. Misses low. No score here in the top of the 4th inning. The Lords took the first game 15-4 to open up the OCAA season. The Saints battling a little bit better here in the second game. The defense has been a little bit sharper, and the pitching's been a little bit better. The Durham Lords have some big bats in that lineup, so they need to try to keep as many base runners off the pass as they can. They have 3 hits in this one. Swing and a miss. Swinging hard on the 2-0 pitch. Saw one she liked. Took a rip at it, but couldn't come up with anything. Misses low and away. So Oak's ahead in the count 3-1. So she's going to look for something that she likes right across the middle and do some damage. Juarez takes a long walk around the mound. Tries to compose herself. Doesn't want any freebies out there for Durham. That one's right down the pipe. That'll fill up the count. Juarez toes the rubber. Looks in for the sign. The full count pitch. Fouled off over the screen. That should roll up against the glass of the tennis center. And we'll do the full count pitch here again in the top of the 4th. 1 out. Bennett struck out to start the 4th inning. It's a big full count pitch here coming from Juarez. She wheels and fires. Misses outside. She puts the runner on. That's her first walk of the game. Had a little bit of a walk issue last year. 20 walks in 49 innings. Still had a whip of a 127. Struck out just under a batter per inning. She's going to look to try and get Shelton to maybe ground into 2 here and get out of a jam. A little fly ball right field. Jackson having trouble with it. Spins around, loses it. That's going to fall in. So again, second game in a row, we've seen Jackson have some trouble. They throw it. They have a chance at second. Again, missing cutoff man. I didn't even see a cutoff man, to be honest with you there. Fires the ball back in. And now runners on second and third. So let's see what happened here on the fly ball. So I think that ball's up in the sun. The sun finally, for almost the first time of the day, breaks through the clouds. And Jackson loses it. So now runners on second and third. That's going to force the infield to come in. Emily Rowe, the batter. They're going to need a strikeout. She's really holding on for a while, and Rowe asked for time and is granted time. So defensively, again, the Saints have a bit of a stumble here. They're going to try and bail themselves out. Just misses down and in for ball 1. Originally looked like a routine fly ball to right. And, of course, now the clouds kind of cover up. So Doesn't look like there's any shadows out there right now. High chopper left side, just foul. That evens the count at 1. Rowe grounded out to third base. It was that one hopper as a ball kind of leaked out on the field, so they called time really quick to reset everybody as the ball came onto the field. The 1-1 the Rowe. Just misses down. Rowe looking to do anything to get this ball in play to try and bring home Oak over from third base. That one, little curveball spins away. And it misses, and that brings the count to 3-1. One pitch away from potentially loading the bases. That one in there for a strike. That's going to be a full count. On deck is Clofer out of Ingersoll. She had a single her first time up. If she gets the chance, she might have a chance with the bases loaded, depending on this full count pitch from Juarez. Right down the middle, line shot, base hit in the left. They're going to have to hold the runner at third, no cutoff. And they'll have runners at the corners, and the Durham Lords take the lead to the first run of the game, 1-0. You can see just a rocket hit. Nothing, the third baseman just frozen in between the 5-6 hole. Nothing they can do about it. And the first runs across, and they see the signs now from Jamie Baker. So we'll see if Emily Rowe is on the move here with runners on the corners. Coombs putting some signs out to her infield. In there for strike 1. So Grondin kind of playing deep enough. She can go either way. She could try and go around the horn for a double play or come home if there's a hard shot to her if the runner breaks. Swing and a miss. Runner goes. Throws hard back to the pitcher, but they're going to concede the runner going to second. So with 2 strikes now, there's runners on second and third for the Durham Lords. They've got one across here in the top of the 4th. This would be a good time for a strikeout for Juarez. Pop foul. That's way out of play. Heading towards Acumen Stadium. As you have a look inside the Saints dugout. There's your runner on third. That's Shelton on third. Rose on second. Georgia Calofer the batter. The 2 strike pitch. In there for strike 3. Right at the knees. That's a big strikeout for Juarez. Now they're just 1 out away from getting out of this with only 1 run in. So Taylor's the batter. She attempted a bunt her first time, and if you recall, that's when Juarez and Umera almost collided, but Juarez was able to come up with a diving catch back in the third. That ball misses down and in. Middle of the infield playing back now because they'll be able to just go to first base for the force out if they can try and record that third out. Outfield straight away. Jackson's shading a little bit to the right field line, but the wind also, they're going that way as well. A little change up there from Juarez in for the strike. It's a big at-bat. You don't want it at top of the order showing up. Jessica Green on deck, Peyton Jones following her. You want this 9-hitter to make the last out. That ball sails high and away on the fastball. You don't want runners on for that top of the order. They'll cause some damage. Coombs now putting some signs across. Something sticking to the back of the foot of the pitcher Juarez. And Ashley Brill comes in and helps her out. So a quick delay in the game. 1-0 here. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Game 2 of the doubleheader. My name is Dan Dominguez. Thanks for joining us here on We Digital. Don't forget, we have Saints football tonight at 7. The Hamilton Hurricanes in town. Fastball just missed. Oh, it gets a little bit of the wide zone there. That's a big strike call. So Juarez hitting the corner, so that's a big strike. A little off balance, leaning back. So I don't know if she should have stopped there, but she was a little off balance on that windup. This time she's going to kind of step back and catch her breath. And we got a full count here with 2 on, 2 outs. And the 9-hitter Taylor up. Juarez wheels and fires, misses away. So ball 4. That's a big walk to the bottom of the order. And that brings up Jessica Green. Green out of Stratford, 5'6". And she comes up with the bases loaded. She got on base 4 out of the 5 times she came to the plate last game. 3 singles and a hit by pitch. Scored 3 times. So a dangerous hitter, and even more dangerous hitter on deck in Jones. Saints need an out here. That one's right down the middle for strike 1. Juarez gets ahead quickly. Juarez gets a sign she likes. Fly ball, shallow center field. LaFleur coming in and makes the play to record the 3rd out. The Saints escape a bit of a jam. They do cough up a run. Heading to the bottom of the 4th, the Lords lead it 1-0. We'll be back here on We Digital.
We know there are a lot of choices for business today. We know how to get your brand out to the masses. We would like you to think of us first when it comes to digital advertising. We have a direct connection to the online social media marketplace. We have thousands of hours of broadcast experience to help you share your message. We know Windsor-Essex. We know who is looking for you. We are We Digital.
The sun poking out through the clouds again as a couple of the players put the sunglasses on. So we head to the bottom of the 4th. The Durham Lords lead 1-0. They got an unearned run back in the top of the 4th. Fly ball kind of up in the sun, but went off the glove of Jackson for her 3rd error of the doubleheader. Hard grounder first base. That's a quick and 1 pitch, 1 out. Judy LaFleur can't get on base. But that error, again, leads to extra at-bats. As you take a look at the replay, you can't afford to give this team extra at-bats. So Peyton Jones has been mowing them down here so far here in game 2 of the doubleheader. Coombs the batter. That one's low, but it just catches the bottom of the strike zone for strike 1. Jones working quickly. That one's fouled off right to the screen. Quickly, Jones is got Coombs down in the count 0-2. Jones on the mound. Wilson is her battery mate here. Elsie Wilson. Inside misses. The catcher's 5'9" out of Oshawa, Eastdale Collegiate, in her 2nd year with the team. Peyton Jones wheels and fires. That's a high chopper. She has to play it back on her heels. Quick throw the first in time for the out. On that turf, she had to kind of back up on that ball a little bit and wait for it, but the speedy Coombs was running hard down the first baseline. And just quick throw from Taylor to get the second out of the inning. Marchant, the batter. Chopper, the shortstop. Easy throw on the run. And that's another quick 3 outs for Peyton Jones. We're through 4 complete. The Lords lead it 1-0. You're watching us on We Digital. Welcome back to the Sports Park. People bundled up over the outfield wall. The sun's trying to peek out through the clouds here as we enter the top of the 5th inning. We're on the campus of St. Clair College here in Windsor, Ontario. Looks like we might have a lineup change. As the Saints manager comes to the screen, looking around for different numbers. I see a 44 at second base. So that looks like Fong at second. We'll see if that's the only change. We'll wait on the official scorers to tell us of any other changes. So I can definitely see Fong at second. Looking around the field, I don't see any other changes. It's just Fong at second. So Brill moves to right field. So that means Jackson, having a little trouble out in right field, is out of the game. Yeah. So finally, given the hook. So that's Fong. Sorry, Brill goes to right, and then Fong will step into Jackson's spot. Right? Yep. So it hasn't been a great opening day for the right fielder. So they're trying to get a little cleaner defensively. So Ashley Brill moves to right field. One and one. Pitcher wheels and fires. Line drive. Base hit center field. That's going to go all the way to the wall. They're going to fire to second base. They got a shot if they can turn it. Dives in safely for a leadoff double. So a leadoff double, as you see that ball really skip to the fence off the turf. So Jones helps her own cause with that leadoff double. The 3-hitter now, Jessica Benz. She's 1 for 2 with a single. She was 1 for 5 in game 1, robbed of a hit out in center field. This one's popped up, so the new second baseman is going to get tested right away, and she makes the play. So Fong makes the play at second. And the first out is recorded for the Saints. So Fong was your starting pitcher in the first game of the doubleheader. Had a little bit of trouble. Not helped out too much by her defense as well. 1 out, 1 on for the Durham Lords. Outside corner, strike 1 to Bennett. Bennett's 0 for 2 with a strikeout in game 2. 2 for 7 on the season. That's a .286 batting average. Line shot, base hit right side. Right fielder, she's going to get a test. They're sending her home. Throw at the plate. She is safe. A little bit of a high throw from the first baseman. A little bit quicker relay. They might have had a chance, but an RBI single for Bennett and a 2-0 lead. Let's take a look at that one again on the replay. It gets by the glove of Ada. Ada turns on the relay and just fires a little high. It doesn't look like they would have had her at the plate regardless. Brill does a good job getting that ball in as quick as she can. But now Durham's up 2-0. Fly ball right side. That's going to drift foul. Good hustle on the right side from Brill running to the fence to try and catch that one. This time they might put a courtesy runner in at first base. She wants to run. Jaden Bennett kind of laughing over at the first and third base coach. So I think they're going to put a courtesy runner. She'll probably back in on the re-entry her next time at bat. Let's see who they bring in. As you see the manager making the switch with the home plate umpire. There's the runner, number 18. I think that's the same courtesy runner we had in Game 1. That's Alana Smale. She's out of Port Perry, her second year with the team. So she'll run now and temporarily take over. But I'm sure we'll see Bennett back in at first base the next inning on the re-entry. Looking for a little bit more speed on the base path. One strike. Juarez ahead in the count. High fastball. That will back off into the screen for strike 2. So Jones led off the inning with a double. She came around and scored on the Bennett single. And that's where we stand now. 2-0 lead for the Durham Lords. One out here in the top of the 5th. Juarez leans back and fires. Outside, just misses. Couldn't get Oak to chase there. Standing tall in the batter's box, their big righty. That one, a little curveball floats well away. A ball right out of the pitcher's hand, so Oaks easily watches that one sail outside. So the count's even at 2 now. Leans back and fires, just misses low. Oak's a tall righty. She's 6 foot, so that strike zone gets a little bit taller when she's up there. And she's standing tall in that batter's box as well. Full count pitch. We'll keep an eye on the runner Smale at first. Swing and a miss. Catcher hangs on for out number 2. So that's the 4th strikeout for Juarez this game. As Jocelyn Shelton comes in, she's 0 for 2. She reached on that error back in the 4th inning that led to the first run of the game by Jackson. That's a strike on the outside corner. Jackson had trouble, a little bit of wind, a little bit of sun, and just banged it off her glove, leading to that first run of the second game of the doubleheader. That ball's low, getting a good secondary lead off of first base is Smale. So anything hit to the gaps, I'm sure the coach will be sending her around from third. The 1-1 pitch. Little curveball outside, just misses outside. Tried to get her to chase. Unable to do so, and that makes the count 2-1. Smale looks over as the sun breaks through the clouds again here at the sports park here at St. Clair College. Juarez finds a sign she likes. In there for a strike, runner goes, throws from her knees, got her tag on the helmet, and she is out at second base. A beautiful throw and catch Coombs with the throw. Grondin with the catch and tag. As we head to the bottom of the fifth, the Durham Lords lead 2-0. You're watching here on We Digital.
We know there are a lot of choices for business today. We know how to get your brand out to the masses. We would like you to think of us first when it comes to digital advertising. We have a direct connection to the online social media marketplace. We have thousands of hours of broadcast experience to help you share your message. We know Windsor Essex. We know who is looking for you. We are We Digital.
And we're back here at the Sports Park. Durham Lords lead it 2-0 as we enter the bottom of the fifth inning. Peyton Jones back on the mound. As expected, Jaden Bennett re-enters the game at first base for the Lords. She came out for a pinch runner, but she comes back on the re-entry. Grondin steps to the plate. She had that nice tag at second base. Coombs threw the ball down on the would-be stealer, and they were able to gun the runner at second to end that top half of the fifth inning. Jones wheels and fires, and in there for a strike, bottom of the strike zone. Again, a little bit of shake of the head from Reese Grondin. The 2-1 pitch. Fouled back at the screen. The count's even at 2. Saints trail by a pair here in game 2 of the doubleheader. The Lords took the first one. Little changeup. That's fouled off. Good job by Grondin staying with that pitch and not getting too far out ahead of it. Made solid contact, but odds are you're going to pull that ball when you're so far ahead of it. Saints need some base runners. Fastball straight to the screen. The catcher doesn't even get a glove on it. And that's going to fill the count up. So the sun again peeking through. Chilly day out there for these players here in early September. Swing and a miss. Blows the fastball by her. Grondin strikes out for her second time. That's a 6 total strikeout. And here comes Ashton Fong with her first at-bat of the game. She came in defensively. So she replaces Zendaya Jackson. Fong moved the second, and Brill moved out the right. Checks her swing. That looks like it's going to be ball 1. Fong did have a single in the first game. She was the starting pitcher. She punched one up the middle for a hit. And she takes a good rip at that one and fouls it off against the screen. Fong stands in, way up in the box. The 1-1 pitch. Little changeup. Just kind of floats out of the zone. Another laugh from Jones on the mound as that one got away from her. And she wipes her hand on her pant leg to try and get a better grip on this next pitch. And that one gets way away as well. And now she kind of just has to compose herself as she's fallen behind. 3-1 on this count with 1 out. The Saints looking for their first base runner of this game. Wheels and fires, a little chopper to first base. Bennett easily grabs it, steps on the bag to record the out. And just like that, there's 2 away. So good job by Peyton Jones to regroup. 2 bad pitches in a row, which he's able to bear down and get one in on the hands of Fong. And Jaden Bennett, as you see, scoops it up and races to the bag to get Fong out for the second out. High fastball, right past Umera. Umera struck out her first time up, her only time up thus far. Another one low and away, just misses. 1-1. Durham leads this one 2-0. That one's again to the screen, and she's kind of bent over in disbelief, Peyton Jones is. So 2-1 count now, as Umera is looking to become the first base runner for the Saints. Maybe gets a piece of that one, but into the glove for strike 2. So 2-2, 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning, 2-0 lead here for the Durham Lords. My name is Dan Dominguez. Thanks for joining us here on We Digital. OCAA action, a 2-2 pitch from Jones. High pop-up. That's going to be out of play. Way up above as people goes bouncing back towards Acumen Stadium. So it was a nice swing on that one from Umera, so maybe she has her timed up, so we'll see what Jones does with the 2-2 pitch. Fastball just misses. Looked like the catcher was trying to set up away, and that ball kind of came down and in. So it's tough. You're not going to get that call from the umpire too often when the catcher's moving that much. That one gets away, and that's ball 4. Doesn't look like it hit her, but that's the first base runner of the game for the Saints. So the perfect game has been broken up. Third baseman Green comes over just to calm down her tall pitcher a little bit. They got 2 outs, but that brings up the pitcher Juarez. That misses low. So the tying run now comes to the plate in the form of Juarez. She didn't have any homers last season. Pop-up shortstop. Benz is there, puts it away, records the out. No damage done. So we're through 5 innings. Durham Lords lead 2-0.
We know there are a lot of choices for business today. We know how to get your brand out to the masses. We would like you to think of us first when it comes to digital advertising. We have a direct connection to the online social media marketplace. We have thousands of hours of broadcast experience to help you share your message. We know Windsor Essex. We know who is looking for you. We are We Digital.
As we come back, taking a look at the Durham Lords dugout. They lead this one 2-0. They already won game 1. So they start this young season at 1-0. And the sun again breaking through the clouds here. It's been a fast game. We're only about an hour old. We're already heading into the 6th inning. Juarez back on the mound. Saints trail by 2 as we enter the 6th inning. Shelton's going to lead things off for the Lords. She squares the bunt, little dribbler down the right side. First baseman turns and fires. She's going to beat that one out for a single. A nice bunt single by Shelton to lead off the 6th. So we'll see if we have another bunt, as you can see Rowe already looking down to the third base coach. She gets that one down really nicely down the first base side. Umera took a second grab into her glove to try and get that one out, but I don't even as on the first grab, she wasn't going to get her out at first. So we'll see if Rose going to think about scoring the bunt. She's doesn't square, but takes strike one. And you can see the coach coming in with the signs again. Jamie Baker sends the signs in the row. Shelton over at first. Swings away, line shot, left field. That's trouble. That's going to get down and head to the wall. Runner comes around third, waving her home. Throw it back to the plate. She's going to come in standing up. An RBI double. And that's a 3-0 lead now for the Lords. Emily Rose swings away and puts one to the fence for a double. Off the bat, that was trouble. And that looked like a one-hopper right off the banner there of the 2023 national champions. And the third run is across here against Juarez. The bottom of the order doing some damage. They've been getting on base here against the Saints. Shelton's been on twice. Rose been on a couple times. Line shot almost takes the third baseman's head off. That's going to the wall. Back-to-back doubles. And another RBI. Clair with the RBI double this time. And just rips the ball at the shortstop, or at the third baseman. They're going to stop and think about it now. Let the third baseman kind of catch her breath. As Marchant saw that, she had the matrix around that ball at third base. As you can see, the head coach kind of talking more to Marchant than he is Juarez on the meeting, and they're all kind of mimicking the matrix move from Ashley Marchant over at third base. I don't know if we still have that one down in the booth. So a 4-0 lead here in the top of the sixth. Long conference broken up by the home plate umpire. So the Saints trail this one 4-0. They lost game one. It's a tough way to start off your season. You have the national and provincial and national champs come to town on opening weekend for a Saints team that's in a bit of a, I wouldn't call it a rebuild, but definitely a change in this team with the new head coach, some new faces. They get a tough matchup here on the opening weekend. That ball's in the dirt and easily getting over to third base and even rounding hard at third. Catcher fakes a throw and thinks better of it. So a wild pitch gets the runner over to third base with nobody out. So Taylor looks down at the sign. She did drop a bunt down back in the third inning, popped it up to Juarez, and she was able to catch it. Ball down low, just misses. Saw the second baseman cheating in. Grondin still playing pretty deep there, so if she's got a big enough arm that if she gets a hard hit ball, she can still maybe try and cut down the runner at home. 2-0 pitch from Juarez. Another ball. This time she's able to handle it behind the plate. Coombs is. Coombs was your shortstop in game one, and she's moved behind the dish in game two. 4-0 lead. 9 hits so far. That ball's trouble in the right center field. LaFleur gets over, not in time. That's going to hop over the wall for a ground rule double. Back-to-back-to-back doubles. And they have 3 across here in the top of the 6th inning. So you can see another hard hit ball. No chance for either outfielder. LaFleur gave it a chase, but just out of her reach. So a single let off this inning by Shelton and 3 straight doubles. And just like that, it's a 5-0 game. They have 10 hits on the board. The Saints zeros across the board, runs and hits. Little changeup. That's trouble right center field. That's going to get down. It's going to bounce off the wall. That's going to easily score the runner from second base. So 4 consecutive doubles here by the Durham Lords. And they're just punishing Saints pitching now. Just a rocket off the bat of Jessica Green. And she's speedy. She peaked at third base. And it looks like this is going to be the end of the day for Dana Juarez. So number 22 is coming into the game now. So our new pitcher is Emma Kiesling. She's the small pitcher. You can see she's 5 feet tall, out of Essex, Ontario, a first-year player. So that's interesting to throw. They're throwing their rookie out there quickly. Let's see what the small pitcher can do against this big Durham Lords lineup. So Juarez goes 5+ innings. And there's what we have coming up tomorrow. We're going to be right back at it here at the Sports Park tomorrow. The Sheridan Bruins, they're up in Lambton today. We'll keep an eye on those scores later on. But the Sheridan Bruins are coming to face the Saints at 1 and 3 o'clock. We'll be right back here at the Sports Park. And the big game tonight here, presented to you by We Digital, CJFL primetime football. The Hamilton Hurricanes will be coming to town to take on the reigning, defending national champions, the St. Clair Saints. Undefeated, you can see in the background there, Acumen Stadium. That's where all the action is going to be at just after 7 o'clock kickoff. The Saints doing damage throughout the Ontario Junior Football League again so far this season. As the new pitcher takes her warm-up tosses. So we'll see what Kiesling can do. As you look into the bench of the Saints, Juarez started out pretty well. Those first 4 innings, she only gave up the 1 run, and it was an unearned run. Through 5 innings even, it's just the 2 runs scored. Obviously, the bat's not doing much for the Saints. The 6th inning kind of got away from her. Those bats of the Durham Lords are strong. You've seen 5 straight batters reach base now with 4 straight doubles. And Kiesling now making her OCAA collegiate debut here against the national champs. Throws one in there for a strike. Good way to start out her career with strike 1. Not only that, you're facing the defending OCAA Player of the Year for your first at-bat in collegiate ball. That ball, little roller right side. Jones not happy with herself on that one. Fooled on the pitch from Kiesling. And a ground out. Advances the runner over the third base, but a big first out for the Saints. You can see Kiesling working over on the first base side of the rubber. And that little breaking ball that reached the outside part of the plate trying to fool Jones. And she's just able to get a little piece of it for the ground out. Benz now comes up. Another strike on the outside part of the plate. Kiesling takes a long look into her catcher, Coombs. Comes up with one she likes. Hard chopper to shortstop. Looks the runner back. They get the out at first base. Nice play by Grondin to keep the runner at third base and record the second out. You can see Grondin playing a little, but she knows she's arm tries to break from third. She's going to be able to throw it into Coombs. Throws it across the diamond to Umera to record the second out. But another dangerous hitter up the bat here in the form of Jaden Bennett. 2 outs, runner on third. 4 across, fly ball center field. LaFleur's back. Camps leaps up to the wall, off the wall. She can't get it. Another run comes home. Looked like she timed that jump pretty well, just couldn't come down with it. So that's the 5th double of the inning for the Lords. As we take a look at that replay, she gets right to the warning track and leaps up, timed it nicely, just a foot away from bringing down another miraculous catch from LaFleur, but just unable to do so. So a 5th run is across this inning. So Oak is up. It's going to be a bat around inning for the Lords. They lead at 7-0. A little chopper to the mound, over the pitcher's head. Shortstop comes across, fires across the diamond in time to record the out. And the Saints get out of it. They give up 5 runs. They trail 7-0. We're going to head to the bottom of the 6th inning. You're watching us here on We Digital. As you take a look at the scoreboard, not great results for the Saints. Still a 0 in that hits column for the Saints. They trail this one 7-0, 12 hits for the Lords. Ashley Brill, she started the game at second base, moved out to right field. And a defensive change. Swing and a miss. 1-1 the count. Brill struck out her only time at bat today. She didn't play in game 1. Jones still on the mound, tries to square for a bunt. Oh, a diving catch. It falls out of the glove. They call it safe. Everybody's safe. We're going to have to wait for the official scorer on this one. So they're going to take their time scoring this one. We'll give them a minute as we take a look at the replay. They're taking a look at our replay. So the official call looks to be an error from our official scorekeeper, so the no-hitter is intact. So still no hits up on the board. Ashley Brill reaches by an error. A diving catch just squeaked out of the glove of Peyton Jones. She had it for a moment, but once she hit the turf, she just couldn't squeeze it. Strike one, pickoff over the first, not in time. Molly Casillas is the batter. She grounded out to second base. Fouled back over to Acumen to the tennis center again. So 2 strikes, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Molly Casillas. The cloud just kind of set over the sports park here again. A little change of pace right down the middle. Just fooling Casillas. She goes down looking for strikeout number 7 for Peyton Jones. Peyton Jones just having her way with the Saints offense right now. Here comes a speedy LaFleur now. Oh, up and in off the helmet. That's the second time, I think, today she's been hit on the helmet. I think back in the first inning she took one up there as well. So LaFleur reaches base via the hit batsman. Brill moves over to second. And the catcher's going to come out and talk to her pitcher here. They lead 7-0. The catcher brings her a new ball. It's Wilson's the catcher, Elsie Wilson. Two runners on for the Saints. That ball's in there for a strike. So the first time the Saints have had runners on. Still no hits across for St. Clair here in the second game of this doubleheader. Little curveball, ground ball, second base, flips it to short for 1. Let's see if it's on the exchange. It was. So they gave her the force out on the exchange. Benz tried this twisted double play unable to do so. So just a fielder's choice. 4-6. We'll watch that again on the replay. Flips it over. She didn't have a pretty good handle. If we had the old instant replay in MLB, they might have been able to overturn that one. She tried to twist that double play before she had a handle on it, but the umpire just kind of gave her the old in the neighborhood call for out number 2. So a courtesy runner over at first base for the catcher, Coombs. And that'll bring up Ashley Marchant. So kind of a break there for the Lords. They're going to change the courtesy runner. LaFleur tried to become... Looks like it has to be Casillas as the courtesy runner. LaFleur made the last out at second. You'd think it'd be her, but I guess Casillas has to come in to be that courtesy. First pitch in for a strike. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning here at the Sports Park here at St. Clair College. My name is Dan Dominguez. You're watching us here on We Digital. Opening weekend of the OCAA softball season. That ball sails away, gets a nice call on the outside part of the plate for strike 2. So Ashley Marchant in a hole. The 0-2 pitch. Peyton Jones rocks, fires it back against the screen for a foul ball. Looked like Casillas might have been moving on that pitch, as the Saints have runners at the corner. The 0-2, fly ball right field. Clofer's there, battling the sun. Oh, the center fielder kind of gets in her way, but looks like the right fielder squeezed it, and that's out number 3. So the center fielder coming from a long way away to make the right fielder makes the 3rd out. We're heading to the 7th. Durham Lords lead 7-0.
We know there are a lot of choices for business today. We know how to get your brand out to the masses. We would like you to think of us first when it comes to digital advertising. We have a direct connection to the online social media marketplace. We have thousands of hours of broadcast experience to help you share your message. We know Windsor Essex. We know who is looking for you. We are We Digital.
And we're back here, 7th inning, final inning of play here. Our doubleheader. The Durham Lords took the first one, 15-4. Looks like we might have some more defensive or some hitting changes. We'll get to those to you quickly. Number 5 looks to be stepping up to the plate now as the Durham Lords lead this one 7-0. That looks like Vanessa Ng stepping up to the plate to lead this one off. So she's going to come in for Shelton. Shelton was stranded, or was up to bat on deck last time, so Ng's going to be your hitter. The Jeopardy music plays in the background as the umpire and the score-keeping crew try and figure out all the changes. You can see a tight look at the scorecards as they try and get everybody on the same page here. You can see a couple players even taking a few swings who might have not got some at-bats. That's Georgia Wilsey taking a few swings in the cage. Back on the mound for the Saints, Emma Kiesling. She came in relief of Dana Juarez. So it looks like all the changes are in place, and we'll bring those to you as we can. So Vanessa Ng is definitely leading off the inning. Okay, give them to her first. Looks like we even have a pinch hitter getting ready on deck. It looks like Marshall, I believe, is the on-deck hitter. That ball catches the outside part of the plate for strike one. The throwback gets away from Kiesling. No runners on, though, so no damage. So Ing leads things off. Olivia Marshall is going to be the on-deck hitter. Kiesling now with that crouched kind of pitching stance. She's low to the ground to begin with, but when she crouches down, she gets even lower. Catcher set out, and the outside part of the plate is Coombs. That's going to right center field. Let's see if it hangs up enough for Lafleur. She chases it down. The speed of Judy Lafleur, definitely a factor for this Saints defense this season. We used to see her out in right field back in the day, but now with graduation, she's definitely doing a great job out in that center field area, covering lots of turf. So Ing flies out, and this is Marshall now coming to bat. Marshall checks her swing, but takes ball one. Looks like Cloffer's going to stay in the game. She's on deck. The 1-0 pitch. That misses high and away. 2-0. So 7-12, the runs and hits for the Lords. Zeros across the board, runs and hits for the Saints. That one's fouled off. So it looks like O'Reilly's going to enter the game eventually for the Lords. And then we saw 32 taking some swings in the cage, so she's going to enter the game eventually here for the Durham Lords, if they get a chance this inning. The 2-1 pitch to Marshall. That one's fouled off the screen. That evens the count up at 2-2. Nobody on, one out here at the top of the seventh. The Durham Lords lead at 7-0. They took game one of the doubleheader here at the Sports Park. Kiesling crouches down, fires, tries to get that low call. Nothing doing from home plate umpire. And that's going to run the count to full. One away on the fly out to Lafleur to start off this seventh. The pitch to Marshall. That one gets away from her. That's ball four. So the first walk of her OCAA career given up by Kiesling. Still looking for that first strikeout. Clofer now steps up. She had a double her last time. That was part of those 4 consecutive doubles back in the 6th inning for the Durham Lords. They had 5 total in the inning and 6 hits in the inning. It really broke this game open back in the 6th. Fastball inside corner. Oh, just missed. Catcher kind of turns around and asks the home plate umpire about that one. Thought she might have caught the corner there. Marshall the runner on first. Pitch gets up and away, ball 2. Kiesling having trouble finding the strike zone right now. The 2-0 pitch. Chopper left side, up against the screen near the Saints dugout. That runs the count to 2-1. Kiesling able to find the strike zone again for the Saints. Hoping to hit maybe a grounder to Grondin, try and turn the old 6-4-3 here to try and get out of this one. Get the bats up there one more time. The pitch, a little flare right field. That's trouble. That's going to be down and against the wall. That's going to be a double. The runner is getting sent home from third base. Hangs on to the throw. So the runner scores easily on the RBI double from Clofer. So that's back-to-back doubles for her this game. And another RBI. So the 8th run has crossed the plate for the Durham Lords. And they have this one well in hand. So it looks like this is Kira O'Reilly now, taking her first at-bat of the game. She comes in for Emily Taylor. Kind of a swinging straight back at us into the crowd. Let's see if anyone has it. Up against us on the glass as everyone ducks for cover. We're going to need some of the 2005 champs to try and make the play that are visiting us here today from the OCAA champion team Saints of their first ever provincial win back in the day. Little squares the bunt back to the pitcher. Kiesling fires the first, has a trouble finding the handle. It gets away from it. That's probably going to be a single and an error. A single gets to the first, and the error allows the runner to come all the way from second base. You can see she just couldn't find the handle on it. Looked like she was going to beat that out anyway. But that's 9-0 now for the Lords. So another pinch hitter coming up. We saw Georgia Wilsey taking some swings in the cage during our last break. So she comes up to bat now. 14 hits across for the Durham Lords offense. Little flare, that's going to drop in. Another base hit. That bounces off the glove of Fleur. That's going to allow the runner to try and go to second. She misses the tag. Safe at second base. I don't know if the shortstop knew she was coming at first and didn't get the tag down. And that ball, just the English on that ball kind of spun away from LaFleur. And if they would have thrown that ball, the shortstop has no idea she's coming in there till the last second. So another hit. And they have runners on second and third. 15 hits now as the Lords offense has really woken up here in game number 2. Line drive up the middle. That's another base hit. The run comes home. Peyton Jones is just a force to be reckoned with across the province this year. Another RBI. As you see, this one's going to go right past Emma Kiesling's head. She has 3 hits in this game, and she had 4 hits in the game, so 7 hits in the first day of the season. It's a pretty good day's work for Peyton Jones, and she's still working on a pretty good game on the mound right now. 3 outs away from some potential history for her. As Coach Dwayne Dawson comes out to try and settle his crew out there. Kiesling again facing the national champs in her OCAA debut. So runners at the corners, 1 out. 10-0 to score. We're in the final inning of play here. I think I jinxed it when I said the first 5 innings went pretty quick. We were at about an hour played in the first 5 innings. And this one's really, last inning and a half of really taking its toll. That ball's in there for a strike. Don't forget, at 7 o'clock, we have CJFL football presented by We Digital. Hamilton Hurricanes right behind us at Acumen Stadium taking on the national champs, the St. Clair Saints. We'll have that broadcast for you. Hard shot up the middle. Another hard hit ball. RBI single for Benz. That's her second hit of the game. And another RBI. Runners at first and second. And Kiesling not fooling this offense at all. They're barreling up almost every pitch she's throwing up there. As LaFleur is able to keep that one in front. And that looks like that's going to be all for Kiesling. So I didn't see who was warming up, where the new pitcher's coming from. So it looks like they're going to have a few different moves. So it looks like Reese Grondin is going to be the new pitcher. Grondin was at shortstop, but she's going to come in and become the new pitcher. And so we're going to have wholesale changes on the defense. So if we can bring them to you, great. If not, let's see. We got number 4 heading out to left field. That's Jane Foreman. Looks like Molly Casillas might be coming in to play shortstop. So wholesale changes for the Saints here as the game has gotten away from them here. 11 hits, 11 runs on 17 hits for the Durham Lords. Thanks for tuning in today. We're going to have another 2 games for you here tomorrow. Same time, same place. The Sheridan Bruins are playing their first games up in Lambton today. But they'll be coming to St. Clair College tomorrow to take on the Saints. As Reese Grondin's going to look to try and finish this one up. So everyone trying to get on the same page here. Grondin gets her mask, and I think we're going to be ready to go here for try and finish off the 7th inning as the umpire now comes to the screen to give the official scorer all the moves. So I'm seeing Casillas at shortstop. Foreman's out in left field. And that could be all the changes. And obviously the pitcher came out of the game, Kiesling. So that brings up the big left-handed bat of Jaden Bennett. She's 2 for 4 today, a single and a double. Grondin, her first pitch of the season. Oh, right up the middle. Welcome to the ball game, Reese Grondin up the middle. As she has to dance out of the way of that hard hit single. And watch this one. Again, almost catching her. She has to skip. I don't know how it didn't hit her on that one coming up the middle. So this looks like Madison Lee now the batter. I believe this is her first at-bat. Coming in the DH spot. So another batter round inning for the Durham Lords. They have 4 across so far. Still only 1 out, and bases are loaded. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Evens up the count at 1. So Grondin coming in, trying to mop up this top half of the 7th. That one's a little chopper. Runner's got to come home. She doesn't run, but she's forced out easily at the plate. Kind of lost track as she kind of holds her head. That's Peyton Jones. She easily gets forced out at the plate. As you see, the grounded to third. For some reason, she holds up, and then I'm sure she could hear it from her third base coach to get moving. So a fielder's choice, 5-2. Everyone moves up. But now there's 2 outs. As the scorebook is officially a mess now with this bat around. That's a wild pitch, but everyone's going to stay put with this 11-run lead. So this is Vanessa Ng coming up for the 2nd time this inning, and she doesn't want to do, the worst thing you can do in a bat around inning is make 2 outs in the same inning. And she has the opportunity to do that just here. That one's down low, 2-0. Grondin have trouble finding the strike zone here with this at-bat to Ng. That one's just catches the bottom part of the plate of the knees for strike 1. Might see in a little bit of an expanding strike zone now here with an 11-run lead. 18 hits on the board for the Lords. Ground ball off the end of the bat, second base. Throws the first speedy runner, but she's out at first base. And Ng makes 2 outs in the same inning. And that ends the top half of the 7th. Durham Lords heading to the bottom of the 7th inning. 3 outs to go for Peyton Jones here on We Digital.
We know there are a lot of choices for business today. We know how to get your brand out to the masses. We would like you to think of us first when it comes to digital advertising. We have a direct connection to the online social media marketplace. We have thousands of hours of broadcast experience to help you share your message. We know Windsor-Essex. We know who is looking for you. We are We Digital.
Coming to the last of the seventh. Saints trail big, 11-0. Peyton Jones 3 outs away. She's yet to give up a hit in this ball game. 3 runners have reached base. 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch, and 1 error. Little check swing foul off the screen. Peyton Jones looking to repeat as OCAA Player of the Year. Fly ball, left field. Camps under it and makes the play. First out. Gronded pretty good contact, got underneath. And the fly out to Rowe for the first out of the inning. So Fong steps up to the plate. Jones wheels and fires, fouls off into the parking lot for strike 1. Jones, as we mentioned, was 5-0 last year, 68 strikeouts in 33 2/3. She has 7 strikeouts today and no hits. That ball just missed. Oh, gets the strike call, even though it kind of missed where the catcher was set up. Still crossed the inside part of the plate for strike 2. So Fong is in a hole. Umera on deck. Could be the last hope for the Saints. That ball misses down and in. Jones, she batted .480 last year as a hitter, a 1.46 ERA as a pitcher, and she's been dominating so far early on in this season. Up the middle, that's off the glove. That's the first hit of this game for the Saints. Breaks up the no-hitter in the 7th inning. She just almost got a glove on that one, and finally a hit up on the board for the St. Clair Saints. A great at-bat from Fong. 2 down, 2 strikes. Jones just barely got a glove on it, just couldn't get enough leather. And now a wild pitch to the screen gets a runner to second. Now the Saints are going to try and break that shutout. Jones wheels and pitches high, strike. Umera swings right through it for strike 1. Evens the count at 1. 1-1, 1 out, 1 runner on base. High fly ball, left center field. That's going to be deep. It is gone! A home run! Ada Umera tattooed that one. A line drive that just kept carrying. And the Saints finally get on the board. As Umera stomps out home, is congratulated by her teammates. The Saints finally get a couple runs across on Peyton Jones. And Umera with the big fly as we take a look at that one. She had 1 homer last year. Let's take a look at this one again on the replay. And you can see she hit that one hard. Left center fielder chased for it, but that's just over the 2023 championship banner for the home run. So back-to-back hits here now for the Saints as they finally get on the board. So we'll see if Jones can bear down here. She's only a couple outs away from completing this one. Pitch down and in, swings through it, shakes her head as she swings. Foreman didn't like her approach on that at bat. Falls behind 0-2. Working quickly now, checks her swing. Doesn't look like they want to appeal. Looks like she held up. So it's going to be 1-2. Jones working quickly now. Checks her swing. Let's see if they appeal. No swing, says first base umpire. That evens a count at 2. Fouled right back at the screen. So nobody on base. Umera cleared the bases with that 2-run homer. Little pop-up back to the mound. That's an easy put out by the pitcher. Jones puts it away for the second out. They're 1 out away from sweeping this doubleheader here on the opening weekend of the OCAA season. The defending OCAA, the defending CCSA champs, went a 32-0 last year under head coach Jamie Baker. And they're showing here today against a strong Saints team that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with the entire season. As Jones blows the first one past the hitter. Brill, the last hope for the Saints. That one curves away, in for a strike. Strike 2. So down to maybe their last strike. Jones leans back and fires. Base hit right field. Let's see if she comes up throwing. They got a shot at her. They make the play. So no hit. 9-3 on the final out. And Kalofer makes a beautiful play out in right field. And that's how this one ends. As we take one more look at this beautiful play, the Durham Lords sweep the doubleheader. They take the first one 15-4. They win the second one 11-2. An outstanding game offensively and on the mound for Peyton Jones. My name is Dan Dominguez. Thank you for joining us here on We Digital. Don't forget, we got lots of action coming up. We're going to be right there at Acumen Stadium at 7 o'clock kickoff. The Hamilton Hurricanes against the St. Clair Saints in CJFL football, presented to you by We Digital. And then tomorrow we're going to be right back here at the softball Sportsplex as the Sheridan Bruins will come to town to face the St. Clair Saints 1 and 3 o'clock. Thank you for joining us. My name is Dan Dominguez. We'll see you later tonight over at Acumen Stadium for football.